Hi guys, so today we are doing a massive book haul. For me this is a massive book haul. I'm not sure how many books there are. I think there are like 21 and I'm still waiting for more to arrive, but I'll do them next month. So first up we have book 3 in the System Divine trilogy by Jessica Brody and Joanne Rendall. So I'm not really sure what the series is about. This is a go-to author for me, so I'll just buy anything that they write. But I think it's like, it just says an heir, a renegade, a convict, a cyborg, a defector, 5 rebels, 1 revolution. I'm looking forward to reading it. It's nice and floppy, but it is massive. That's why I haven't read the first 2 books yet. Plus, I was waiting for this to come out in paperback, and I have it, so I can start on that. Next, I have You Had Me at Haloumi by Ginger Jones. So, this book is about Freya, who always dreamed of being the head chef, but no matter how hard she tries, or how hard she works, she doesn't get the recognition that she thinks she deserves. So she takes matters into her own hands and she goes to Cyprus, intent on winning a Golden Spoon Culinary Award. She ditches a job, she ditches a boyfriend, fly out to Cyprus just to win this award. She's determined to beat all the other competitors, but then she meets Xanthos, a gorgeous, charming guy who she's instantly attracted to. But she's not there to fall in love, she's there to rediscover her passion for cooking and to win a trophy. But will she fall in love? Or will she ignore this potential hot guy and win the prize? Then we have To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christa. So this is a spin on The Little Mermaid. So Princess Lila is a lethal siren royal who has collected 17 hearts of princes. She's forced to kill one of her own, and then Lyra is turned into a human. Lyra is turned into a human by her mother, and her song is taken from her, and her mother demands that she takes the heart of Prince Alien, I think his name is. Prince Alien. And she has to deliver the heart by the winter solstice, or Lyra will stay human forever. So yeah, it's kind of a spin on The Little Mermaid, whereas Ariel has to get Eric to fall in love with her. I think his name's Eric. She has to get the prince to fall in love with her. This princess has to steal the heart of the prince. Cool. And then the next book we have is The Last Library by Freya Sampson. I think one of her books was in my last haul. I'm not sure. So this one's about June, who's more comfortable with books than people. I can totally relate to that. So when June's mum dies, June takes her mum's job as a librarian, but the library is threatened with closure, and June has to open herself up to new opportunities to save the library. I'm looking forward to seeing if she can save the library. We have The Royal Game by Anne O'Brien. This is a historical novel. I don't really read historical novels, but this one is set in 1444 England, and 3 women are going to change history. So Henry VI is on the throne, hanging on by a thread, as the War of the Roses is about to start, and that's because of the War of the Roses and the kind of the Tudor period thing is why I picked up this book. because that type of history is something I will read. So the House of Paston, which is where the three women are, begins to rise in power. The Paston family are from humble peasant beginnings, and they rely on ambition in order to survive. They manage to overcome imprisonment by their ability to plot and scheme. And then we have The Visa by Lizzie O'Hagan. So this one is about Jack, who is a commitment phobe, and he's in need of a visa. So he gets married to his friend Maya, who doesn't believe in marriage, but they get married anyway. But then Jack meets somebody and decides that he likes this other girl, but then Maya starts to fall in love with him, and starts playing the role of a scorned wife. Right, next we have The Dog Share by Fiona Gibson. This book is about Susie, who's having the worst day of her life when she opens the door to find this shaggy terrier dog called Scout. And Scout's been abandoned, and Susie's been left in a financial mess by her ex, who's just left her. So they connect on that level. They've both been abandoned. Then one day, when Susie's taking Scout for a walk on the beach, she has a chance encounter with some guy who doesn't tell you the name of the guy. But she realises that she's not the only one. Her and Scout aren't the only ones who need a friend. And then next we have The Girls Ive Been by Tess, Sharpe. So this is about a girl who's called Nora, but she also goes by Rebecca, Samantha, Hayley, Katie and Ashley. Nora was born into the life of con artists, of being cons and deception. She's always having to play a part, so that's why she has so many aliases. But her mum falls for one of the men she's supposed to con, so Nora pulls a con herself and escapes. The greatest con ever. But one day she ends up stuck in a bank with her ex-boyfriend and her secret girlfriend, and she has no plan to escape. She doesn't know how she's going to escape from this bank heist. She's not pulling the bank heist, but she's stuck in the bank when a bank heist is going on. Next we have Songbirds by Christy, Lefteri. I think that's how you say it. So this one's about a girl called Nisha, who's left Sri Lanka, her hometown, home country, to give her child a better life. I think her child is still in Sri Lanka, but she's moved to get money to send to her so that the child can have a better life. She gets hired by Petra as a domestic worker. She looks after Petra's daughter as like a kind of like a nanny, but she also helps clean the house and do like the washing. She cares for the child basically. But Nisha vanishes, and the only two people that care about her are Petra, who's the woman who she works for, and Yanis, I think that's how you say it, Yanis, which is Nisha's secret lover. So while Yanis and Petra are looking for Nisha, they uncover these secrets that Nisha's been keeping, and it changes both of their lives, both of them, Petra's and Yanis's lives. And then Then we have The Road Trip by Beth O'Leary. So this one's about Addie and her sister who are on their way to a wedding. They're travelling to Scotland for a friend's wedding, and her car gets rear-ended by Dylan, who just happens to be Addie's ex. And Dylan's car is totally written off, so Addie decides to have Dylan and Dylan's friend, who are both going to the wedding as well, travel along with them, but we don't know whether they're going to make it in time for the wedding. And will Dylan and Addie get back together? Who knows? And then I have The Intimacy Experiment by Rosie Danan. So this one is about Naomi and Ethan. Naomi is the co-founder of a sex-positive startup company. She wants to expand the business to live lecturing. I think that means going around and instead of just doing like online, whatever it is that she's doing, but online, she wants to go around and give TED Talks on it. She wants to do that, but no one will hire her to do it. And Ethan has just received 2 honours. He's become the LA Mag's hottest bachelor, and he became rabbi of his own synagogue. But the synagogue is under threat of being closed down. He's been given 3 months to turn things around, or they're going to close it down. So Ethan and Naomi host a seminar on modern intimacy to solve both their problems, but they are also attracted to each other. So then we have One Night in Edinburgh by Kaye. So this one is about Steph, and she's heartbroken. Her boyfriend's just left her. She's wandering the streets of Edinburgh and she bumps into Jamie, and they have like a one night stand. They hook up, but she doesn't get his phone number. But she did find out that he does like this lime and mango beer, which sounds gross. So she decides to go to all the local pubs and kind of do like a milk carton campaign thing. She sticks notes on all of the lime and mango beers in all of the local pubs to try and find Jamie again. But she doesn't manage to find him. And then one day she bumps into him again in the street, and then she has to decide whether the one night stand was just a one night stand, or whether she wants to, further this relationship with Jamie. It sounds interesting. I want to know what happens. I want to know whether they stay together or whether they just decide, it's a one night stand, we'll be friends, or one night stand and we'll never see each other again. Then we have I Knew the Name by Lauren Kate. So this is about Noah Calloway, and it's spelled Noa, so I'm not even sure if that's Noah, who is the best-selling romance author, and her editor Lainey shapes her life around Noah's books. The editor Lainey discovers that her favourite author, who she's shaping her life around, is actually a man, a distractingly handsome man he's described as, and not the middle-aged woman that she thought he was, shall I say. However, Noah has writer's block, and Lainey has to try and help him get through writer's block, and she ends up wondering if, Noah really is the person she expected, just a male and not a female. And we have The Mother's Secret by Kathryn Croft. So Eve is the main character of the story, and she's wanted to be a mother for so long, but she has miscarriages or failed pregnancies, but she suffers a lot of miscarriages, and then one day she finally gets pregnant, and she has a little girl who she names Kayla. But then she realises she doesn't like being a mother at all. So she runs away, leaving Kayla. When she leaves, she pretends like she's never had a child before. She's never had a child. And, kind of lives her life, gets a job. But somebody knows the truth, and she realises that she needs to protect her child. Because if the lies come out, she's in danger. So she goes and gets Kayla back, and I think she must get her little girl and then run away with her. And it kind of, to me, sounds a bit like an episode of Criminal Minds, where a parent kidnaps their child from their other parent and runs away with them. Then I have The Start of Something by Miranda Dickinson. So we have Lachlan, who is stuck at home after a terrible car accident, has put a hold on his army career, and he spends his time looking out of his window, neighbour watching, people watching, are the only people he's got for a company as his little cat and his rescue dog. So the other character we have is Beth, who's just moved to town with her son, Noah. And Beth puts a plant on the windowsill, and Lachlan sees this, and he doesn't know what the plant is, so he puts a note in his window asking her what the plant is called. So he puts this message in his window, just for her, just to see what the plant is called, and the love story starts. I want to know if they actually do really fall in love. It just says, what are those flowers called? That's the message he leaves in a window, just says, what are those flowers called? And so begins a love story of two people reaching out, daring to trust a stranger. It's kind of creepy to me. If somebody put a message in the window that was aimed for me, I would pretend it didn't. I'd pretend I didn't see it, or pretend it wasn't for me, and I would probably call the police. But I'm guessing Beth doesn't. Next we have Careless by Kirsty Capes. So on one hot summer's day, Beth, a 17-year-old girl in foster care, finds out she's pregnant. She doesn't want to tell her social worker Henry because he's useless, and she doesn't think her foster mother will understand, and she hasn't spoken to the father of the baby for weeks. So Beth knows more than anyone that love doesn't come for free. It comes with conditions. So I think this story is going to be about a girl who's struggling to decide what to do with the child that she's pregnant with. I wonder if she will keep the baby or put the baby up for adoption, seeing as she's in foster care. So next I have The Girl Who Left by Jenny Blackhurst. This is like a crime kind of book, but it's set in a Welsh town called Anglesey, which is not far from where I live. So it's about a girl called Elsie, who's 5-year-old, and she was snatched from her garden, and a local man confessed to it. This local man is her next door neighbour, who turns out to be her best friend's dad. So Kathryn is the friend and the daughter of the man who killed Elsie. So Kathryn, Elsie's friend, the daughter of the man who took Elsie, doesn't really remember that time because she was only 5 herself, but she suffers the consequences of living under an assumed name and is haunted by questions of why did her dad kill Elsie, which is, something I'd want to know too. But 25 years to the day later, another girl is kidnapped from the same garden that Elsie was taken from, and Kathryn is determined to be on the right side this time. she's determined to help people find this little girl that's gone missing. But not everyone wants the truth to come out, and they will go to extreme lengths to stop it from happening. So I think from the fact that it says that not everyone wants the truth to come out, that maybe her dad didn't actually do it and someone else did it, and her dad just took the blame. But I want to read this and find out. And then I have The Woman Who Took a Chance by Fiona Gibson. So Jen is a 50-year-old flight attendant who's never been married, she doesn't have children, but she does have 2 tickets to a romantic once-in-a-lifetime trip. With time running out, she needs to find her Mr. Right. But will she find him in time to take him on a trip with her? And then I have The Summer That Changed Us by Cathy Bramley. And this is about Katie, Robin and Grace, who all meet at Sea Glass Beach. I'm not sure where that is. And they bond over drinks and stories, and together the women feel stronger and empowered. Will their friendship be able to help them find and help them face their fears? So my last 2 books are Cathy Glass books. We have An Innocent Baby. So An Innocent Baby is about a 2-day-old baby girl named Darcy May that Cathy and her family take in. Darcy May was born to a teen mum, and Darcy is being kept secret from the extended family. Nobody is to know where she is. I think the only person who knows where she is her mum, the baby's mum. Cathy and her family bond with baby Darcy May. How could you not bond with a baby? Who, even though they know that the baby will be put up for adoption. But when little Darcy May's mum talks to Cathy and tells her why the baby's being put up for adoption, Cathy realises it's not as simple as she thought it was going to be. And then the next one I have is Neglected, and this is about 2-year-old Jamie, who is removed from his mum and placed with Cathy and her family after his mum leaves him overnight while she goes out partying. Jamie is scared, he's hungry, he's withdrawn, he spends most of his day in his crib. So Cathy and her family have to give Jamie all the love that Cathy gives to all her foster children. So that's all the books I have for you in this haul. Like I said, I do have more to come, but I will do them with my September books. So that's all from me. If you read any of these, let me know in the description. Let me know in the comments below. Like this video if you liked it. Hit subscribe if you want to see more from me. And I will see you in another video. Bye.